Chris, how are you?
I'm all right.
I'm thrilled you're here. I'm delighted you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Good, thank you for coming. Now, you've been in the UK before, I guess. I know you were over here for Live Earth.
I was here for Live Earth, and...
Was that your first trip over?
That was... No, I was here before.
And how do you enjoy the UK, and what do you think of the United Kingdom? And are there preconceptions you had about it that aren't indeed what you thought, and vice versa? Are there things that you expected to find that you don't?
I think the people drink a lot here.
Yeah.
Any place that has darts as a sport. Obviously, people are in the bar way too much. But I don't, it's just the darts and the money. And I'm a rich man in America. I have to drive a cab when I'm here. It's really...
Well, we like the fact, you mean because the dollar's not worth much anymore.
My dollar's worth nothing here.
Isn't that great, ladies and gentlemen? But it's great for us.
My God, the homeless give me money back.
And how does your material go down over here? Do you change it for the United Kingdom, or do you do the same kind of set you do in the States?
You know, you have to change some of the references. I mean, nobody really cared about my Barry Bonds jokes for the most part.
Well, now, who is Barry Bonds?
Exactly.
You don't know who Barry Bonds is?
You know, he's a football player.
Okay, so you were doing it, but could you... Now, do you find, therefore, do you say, OK, that didn't work here, let me find an English name that works and just slot that right in?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, if you saw me tonight, there's some Beckham stuff in there.
Ah, you see?
I even slipped Frank Bruno in there last night.
Well, that's quite a sip to make, I imagine.
Yeah, a little Beckham and Frank Bruno. I think Keira Knightley's a reference now.
Okay, so you're anglicising your act.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
And do the audiences, are they pretty much the same? Do they laugh in the same places?
Pretty much. I just have to slow it down enough so people kind of understand what I'm saying.
Because I guess when you're in full rent, because your style is somewhat like, I know early on as well, you base it on kind of preaching, United States preaching.
I'm from like a family of preachers, and I kind of, my dad broke the mold, and then I continued to break the mold. So I grew up a lot around preachers, and I guess some of it gets into the work.
And when you see the kind of, was it kind of gospel-style preaching?
Oh, no, they actually worship the devil. So it was...
So, but it kind of is like, it's very full-on, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's energetic.
Yeah, just gets the crowd up, and please give us some money so we can buy Cadillacs.
So it's going about as well as you would hope it to go, I guess.
It's going even better than I thought. No one's shot me or thrown anything at me. So
well, we don't do that so much over here. That's an American phenomenon.
That's an American thing, yeah. I just had to call Obama and tell him to die.
Have you ever met anyone called Barack before?
I have never met a Barack or a Obama.
So he's a first.
He is a first. I like him.
Have you met him?
I've met him. I've talked to him on the phone. Every time I see him, I'm like, so when are you going to get back with New Edition? What's that about? You guys need to get the band back together.
What's happening with Bobby Brown these days, by the way?
I don't know, but I'm sure crack is related to it.
Bobby Brown, right? Whitney, she sorted herself out, hasn't she?
She's doing, Whitney's doing good. I mean, hey, they got their kid, you know. They're doing better than Britney. No one...
Okay, yeah. That's a sorry state.
They take the white kids quicker. They take the white kids at the first sign of danger. Black kids, he can handle it.
Who do you rate currently, comedian-wise? Who's out there doing stand-up who you think has got what it takes? Who do you enjoy seeing work?
I love Chris Tucker. I think he's really funny. I wish Adam Sandler would do it more. He's hysterical. People don't even realize how funny the guy is.
Okay, and what about the oldies? Who inspired you when you were starting out, first of all?
Eddie Murphy, Pryor, Sam Kinison, who I actually got to hang out with. George Carlin, I think, is probably one of the greatest.
Well, that's going way back, Carlin. He was from the 50s, wasn't he, almost?
Rodney Dangerfield's probably the funniest guy to ever walk the earth.
Let me ask you something. When you're doing comedy, you will use language and phrases. I know you did a whole section on the show a way back about how you don't like... You're a black person, but you don't like niggers. You refer to people as niggers.
Yeah.
Now...
Are you calling me a nigger?
No. Did that cause problems for you? Was it... Are there difficulties for you in using that kind of comparison on stage? And do you get asked this question, is it or would it ever be okay for a white person to use the word that Tom was throwing around earlier on? The N word.
Oh, you know, Tom calls me my nigger all the time.
Go on, Tom, let's hear one for the team. Come on.
Every day he calls me up. I never got any flack about it. I don't know. I guess if, if some, black person, smacks you upside the head with a brick and they're running away, hey, that nigga hit me with a brick. You're allowed then, but none.
Because the point you're making, of course, wasn't even about the use of the word. It was but it was a definition as well.
I was just telling a joke and people were laughing.
Do you worry about that ever, though? Is there material that you shy away from? Are there areas that you don't want to head into because it might be either misinterpreted or upset people?
No, I talk about pretty much anything. I don't have any Oprah jokes, just because why piss off the only black billionaire? Why do that? I might need some money. I might need an extra 10 million. And hey, Oprah, could you go on your couch and get me 10 million?
Yeah. She is a phenomenal success story.
Oh, she's the best. She's the closest thing we got to God.
But here's what I don't understand.
I pray to God. I speak to Oprah.
She could be president, surely. Would you be interested in doing that? Would you be interested in politics?
No, I've had way too many affairs to do that. I've too much drugs and...
Did you have well, actually, you're a father, aren't you? You're settled down now.
Yes. I have 2 daughters,
Okay. How old are they?
They are 5 and 3, yeah. They smoke.
Please go through that phase.
Yeah, they smoke, but,
Yeah.
menthol.
How are you as a dad? How hands-on are you? How around them are you?
I'm very hands-on. I beat and smack them.
Conditional.
Yeah, that's my right? I beat, and if anybody else beats and smack them, I get mad.
That's within your...
I get mad, and I show, hey, you don't smack my kids, you smack them like this.
How do you feel, though? How different is it for you raising your kids? Because this is something I struggle with a little bit, is I'm assuming you weren't born into a wealthy family as such.
No.
But they're born into, essentially...
We were broke.
Yeah. So they're going to have, regardless of what you're trying to do about it, a very different upbringing, a very different view of the world that you have when you were growing up.
Yes. They're rich kids, and the weird thing is, no matter what I do, my kids are like rich kids, and I've never liked rich kids. So there's a part of me that actually hates my own children. Deep down inside, I'm like, you lucky bastard.
I've got 3 children now, and I'm an older man than you, but I don't really want to go out much anymore.
I don't want to, no. When you start show business, every place you stay is nicer than your house.
Yeah.
Then you start making money, and then they put you up at the Ritz, and you're like, I can't believe this crap.
So you don't really like going out?
Oh, no.
And when you're out, is there pressure on to be funny?
Yes, there's some pressure.
And how do you deal with that?
Sometimes I give it to them, and sometimes I just give them money. I don't have a joke, but here's some pounds.
Okay. Do you have something as kind of grand as a career plan? Do you have an idea about where you want to be next year, 5 years' time, 10 years' time? Do you have that kind of a career?
No, I'm just happy every day that I'm still in show business.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, anytime you're in show business, you won.
Yeah.
Hey, still in there. Hey, if you want me to do a movie, I'll do a movie. You want me to do a TV show, I'll do. You want me to host a game? Do I get to stay in show business?
Yeah.
Thank God.
How long do you think you would be doing stand-up for? Do you think there's a kind of a life... I recently read, over Christmas, I read a fabulous book. Steve Martin brought a book out about his stand-up career. A brilliant book, and it really kind of made it clear to me as why he gave up doing that. Do you think there's a period when you wouldn't want to be doing stand-up anymore?
No, I like doing it. I got to get out the house. Steve Martin just got married. Watch, he's going to be on stage soon. Steve Martin's on tour for the first time in 20 years. I wonder why.
But here's the thing, though, you're very observant in your comedy about men and women, and that little clip we showed earlier about, women want to talk. Women do like to talk in a different way to men, don't they?
Oh, they love talking. If it was an Olympic event, they'd get the gold every year.
And they kind of approach it in a different way. I mean, men kind of talk about things, women just sort of talk, don't they?
They kind of go around everything, and they kind of, they want everything. So if you want everything, you got to talk to get it,
But I like hearing women talk because it makes me work out that maybe one day I'll work out what they're thinking.
I like hearing women talk dirty. That's about it.
Hey, how lovely to meet you. How lovely to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to Mr. Chris Rock? Thank you, Chris. It was great fun. Thank you so much. Marvelous work. Christopher Rock.